In this video, we're going to have a look at some of the new signings that have come into the Premiership, changed clubs, have a look. Are they now good FPL assets or not? We'll take a statistical analysis, take a look. Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. I thought I'd share with you in this video some of the analysis that I've put together when looking at some of these new FPL assets that either come to the Premiership or swap sides. Are they now viable options? Are they players we should be jumping on, or are they players we should be avoiding? We'll have a look at some of the fixtures, look at their stats, what's changed, what perhaps will put us off. So before we have a deep dive, don't forget, click that like button. Click on that subscribe button. We're going to take you through the rest of the season, free hit videos, wildcards, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, let's have a look at those new signings. On screen, we have the fixtures for game week 24. Obviously, we're going to have a look at these players, these signings, but we're going to look much beyond game week 24. These aren't just isolated. These are players that possibly could look at longer term. Let's just evaluate them, look at some analysis. Are they signings we want to bring in? First one. Feel a bit of a cheat with this one. Chris Wood, he didn't come in on the transfer window. He's played a couple of games for Newcastle, but I have included him in this selection because I do think he is quite recent. 6.7 is a decent price. XGI is really low this season, 0.33. Looking at previous other seasons, he has been up to sort of 0.6, almost border 0.7. He's got quite a few goals. He's only got 3 goal involvements in the whole of this season. That includes all his Burnley fixtures. In the last 4 seasons, he has got over 10 goals in each of the last 4 seasons. So he is a sort of proven, seasoned goal scorer. And let's face it, in a Burnley side that isn't exactly free scoring. So you put him in that Newcastle side, who, with the likes of St. Maximin, possibly Wilson coming back, could they be creating a bit more chances? They'll certainly be up for it. The quality will have improved in that side. Is he going to be possible option? He's got to be nailed, possibly on pens. I'm tempted with Chris Wood. The only thing I don't like is taking one of those striker slots, which is there's so much options and sort of fighting for competitions. You've got sort of DCL up there. You have the likes of Bamford possibly coming back with Watkins, Antonio. So he does take up a premium slot. 6.7 though could save you some money. Could be one to look at. I'm not going to be rushing to bring him, but I do think I'll put him on my watch list and keep an eye on him. The fixtures look okay, don't look brilliant, and that's another reason why I just feel at the moment just going to hold on to him and have a look. Looking at another Newcastle player, Dan Burn, you wouldn't be bringing him in for his XGI, not really giving you a lot in terms of goal threat, but he should be playing, you would have thought, in that centre-back role, whether they'll revert back to a back 5 now with Dan playing on that left-hand side like he did for Brighton. 4.4 though, super cheap. That's really a good reason to bring him in. Such a good enabler, should be nailed. Question mark, is that Newcastle defence good enough? You would imagine you've got the likes of Target in there now, Trippier, Dan Burn. Gonna have Guimaraes, obviously, if I've pronounced that right, in centre midfield. Is it a good enough defence? I think, again, keep an eye on that. Possibly a good differential and a good cheap enabler as well. Possibly, Dan Burn. Again, looking at Matty Target, if you want more of a sort of a goal threat, then yes, 0.81 he offers that. Again, should be nailed. Better options, I do feel, than 4.7, so I'm not convinced by him. And again, it's that Newcastle defence. But if they suddenly start keeping some clean sheets, again, Target could be a good option, especially if they're going to play with 5. He'll be pushing forward. And he's really good at delivering crosses. So he could be an option, but again, just waiting. I'm not entirely convinced of him. I think I'll probably at this moment look at other options. Wolves defenders possibly at that sort of price range. But again, one to keep an eye on. The other one I really do like and I think could be really effective is Weghorst. His XGI is really good, 0.6, playing in the Bundesliga, of course. His goal involved 78 goals in 110 games. That's phenomenal. Obviously, he plays a lot of his games. He's absolutely nailed. Double game weeks coming up as well. That's what I like. He obviously you would assume fit into that Burnley system quite well. With double game weeks, it just looks like at 6.5 and keeping a premium slot, I'm not sure. But with double game weeks, he could be an option, just playing twice a week. Burnley obviously desperate for those points. And just they're playing up to 25% more games than other teams. So many games to catch up on. He could be an option and definitely one I'm going to be on my radar. Fixtures in the short term look really difficult. So again, unless some of those double game weeks, and from a selfish point of view, an FPL point of view, wouldn't mind them coming in sort of 27, 28 after that. If they hold off till then, that could be really interesting. But the fact that they're already out the FA Cup makes me think that it's a good possibility they'll be slid into those into those blank game weeks later on. But fixtures in the short term just don't look good enough to bring him in. Longer term, possibly, especially with those double game weeks. I like it. Dele Alli then 6.2. He's interesting. Goal involvement 0.5. This is pretty much across his career. He's got that 85 goal involvements in 181 games. That's really good. I'd put Lampard down, just a Lampard effect. Does Lampard, it'd be interesting. Dele Alli obviously sort of famed and known his reputation for arriving late in the box, getting on to the end of things, his timing, running from deep. Very much in a sort of Lampard role, I would say. So does Lampard see him as that sort of player? Be interesting to see. He's obviously splashed the cash potentially up to £40 million. So you'd imagine he's going to start playing. Fixtures look good for Everton. The downside is you'd want to take a look at him first and see how he fits into that system. Is he going to get the minutes? You assume he is. But by the time those fixtures or the next 3 games go by and you looked at him, the games turn. And I don't really think I'd want any Everton assets at the moment beyond those next 3 games. But Dele Alli, 6.2, looks a decent option. Again, are there better options out there? Not sure. Dele Alli, one to look at for me as well. One question mark is it's just been such a long time. We haven't seen the best of him for 3 or 4 seasons now. You know, he's still young. A lot of time on his side, but will he ever recapture that form? That's the only question mark. I'd love to see him, and I hope he does. But he's on my he's on my watch list at the moment. Some of the other players that have been brought in then, I'm just having a quick look at. The likes of Diaz, 8 million. We've got Gomes for 5, Van der Beek for 5.7. Just a few reasons why I'm just not particularly interested in it. Minutes for Diaz. He's got a lot of competition for places. I can't see how he plays instead of Mane or Salah at the moment. I can definitely see him getting minutes, but not enough minutes to warrant me bringing him in as an asset for 8 million. Jota as well, you've got Firmino. How's he going to juggle all those? No doubt they'll have a lot of European competitions still to play. You expect them to go deep in domestic competitions. But 8 million, I'm just not sure I'm prepared to invest that. And I know he's not going to be playing every week. Gomes, for me, it's 7 goals in 71 games. It's just not his position, is he? He's not been brought in to get forward, box to box. I'd say he's more of a holding midfielder for Newcastle. He will improve them, no question, but 5 million, that reflects his little or no goal threat. Not for me. Van der Beek could be good. For me at the moment, I'm just unsure about what position is he going to play. Is he going to be playing box to box? Is he going to keep him deeper? What is position, especially with Dele Alli in the side as well? You imagine one of them going to get further forward. It will be Dele Alli. 5.7 is a good price. For me, I just got to wait and see. And also, waiting to see just means those good fixtures are running out for Everton. So for me, I'm just going to have to pass on him. Then you've got Kulusevski, Bentancur and Ericsson. Kulusevski, again, minutes for me. There's a lot of competition in that Tottenham midfield. You think the likes of Son and Kane are always going to play as well. You've got Lucas Moore's been playing really well. Bergwijn has obviously come into his own in the last few weeks. How many minutes is Kulusevski going to get? That's a worry for me. So for the time being, I'm just going to say no to him. Bentancur, again, 2 goals, 133 games. Very similar when you look at the Gomes. Just not been brought in for that. He's just not a player that's going to get forward enough. And Ericsson, what a great signing. Loved it. It's absolutely fantastic to see him come back. And no one would be happier, I think, than most of the FPL community to see him start playing and scoring goals. 5.5 looks a great price. Just lack of football. How long is it going to take for him? He's not played since the Euros. We know the demands of the Premier League. Just how long is it going to take him to get up to speed? I'm not sure. So again, you'd imagine that if he starts playing, he'll be on all set pieces. He could be a really creative option for Brentford. But at the moment, he's not a player I'm going to rush to bring in. So, not for me. Sorry, Ericsson. There you have it, guys. That's all for this week. So, let me know. Will you be bringing any of those signings in? Does anyone catch your eye? Take your fancy? Let me know in the comments below. Click on a like. Hit subscribe. Speak to you soon.